I wish I could remember what I was saying about Gestapo yesterday. I'm like, we're not Gestapo. The SS. This is my all day, every day. The 1 in 50 vanity plates are 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 around me. Hey. Oh, we have fun. The Nazi bioterrorist gang stalkers and me. Maybe I should keep my phone out as a deflection device. Now they cannot drive in front of me. I have anti-creepy people protection. Anyway, they got the demon brain bugs, and the demon brain bugs say, "You shall be a wonderful Nazis, and you will have all the wonderful things that you can have in life if you are a wonderful Nazi. You only have to poison the children, and the sky, and the water. And the little babies, and then you will be very powerful." I just rolled out here. This is a likely vector bioterrorist mind control license plate attack, but it's not here. Oh, I mean, I guess pretty predictable. I would break the camera out for the plate they parked in front of me in the parking lot. So they'd be smart enough to not put another plate over here. Hey, clever Nazis. You see, when we torture people, they're tortured and then they act crazy, and then we look like the good guys. What competence do you have to tell us not to be Nazis? Your brain is cooked. That's true. How can you tell us right from wrong? You're going to bring marijuana to a friend. Well, it's a friend stuck in a nursing home. It's kind of not a good deed, but a neutral good deed. Anyway, how dare you tell us not to bioweapon attack the planet? How dare you speak about our false flag wars? It's like, it happens to everybody. They feel like they're a special race or something that's immune to this shit. Like if tomorrow there were pitchforks and torches, you guys would become vicious. But they do it to other people, and they're like, look how they fight. Okay, do another false flag. Say they raped all the people. Oh, look how vicious they are. They're attacking because we said that they raped all the people. Now they want to kill them. See, us learned, erudite people. Hey. And that's that. That's the crazy people. It's free marijuana, by the way. It's not. I'm not shelling anything. Anyway, this is the torture mindfuck kill where they get their. Again, it was you saw the look in her eyes. It was a weird look in her eyes. I don't think she was with anything hoodoo, but that thing shows up. It was an archaeologist, Egyptologist talking about Egypt, and she's like, the funny thing is, everybody who ever invaded Egypt became Egyptian. There's weird spiritual woo going on around these parts. Hey, I don't know. What are you gonna do? Me, I like the natural, clean stuff. While asking God for help. I'm sure God's good because my situation at home, but He don't tell me nothing. But I'm sure the traditional things that you guys have to hide, the brain rape and poisoning babies and lying about it and saying, people are too dumb, they won't figure out. We just tell them that we're helping kids and then we can poison them. People are too dumb. We just tell them that we're bringing them faster internet, and they'll believe that Verizon and Cablevision and whatever the other companies are out there, I forget. Those are our local ones anyway. The people who say, this week your bill is $5 more, this week your bill is $10 more. Oh, you went over your 40 gigabytes of data, you owe us $15 extra. Those people gave you a free $3 trillion network. They didn't charge you $1 more. Your internet's not any faster on your phone, but the AI that can churn out churn out petabytes of thought in a minute. Have an easier time decoding. He just thought cereal because he was looking at cereal, and we know he held up the cereal box because we coated everything with our radioactive substances with the chemtrails, and we also used it for the dual purpose of cooking their brains with neurotoxins with aluminum and barium, so everything's coated a little bit so we can read that on the 5G radar, and then we know that cereal box he picked up was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and he just thought over here Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so we've used AI to code that. Now we can feedback. Oh, if he's thinking about politics, I'm hungry for Cinnamon Toast Crunch for some reason. And that's what goes on around these parts. There's a war on mankind, and it's waged by NATO. And it's very subtle. And I don't use that word accidentally. I mean, I've been praying, but the snake was more subtle than any creature the Lord God had made. So anyway, that's all that. I feel bad for him. I'm sure it's like, oh, they must do this to have a great power of evilness, and then I don't know what they think. I have no idea. But yeah, it is all day in the Gangstalk Terrorland. The CIA rams your car, and Freemasons infiltrate your family and say, "Hey, you want to have sex with my son?" Somehow this is reality. They don't teach you this in school. In school, you're like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, this is fun. I gotta learn calculus now. I'm not good at that. I don't say. And occasionally, your government will go full spectrum warfare against humanity in an undetectable way and make sure that whatever. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is I'm fighting because they've attacked me, and they've been vicious and cruel, and I used to not like vicious and cruelty. You always see it. You see it on the news. They love to point you to it. They know people hate it. They have to say, "Oh, a man just shot," but at the same time, they're shooting people all day. They know if they control the news, they can cover up their assassinations. They control the news, then there's no journalists, and nobody's going to expose them. They control the news, and then nobody's going to be like, "Hey, did you hear? A margarine researcher received a death threat because he was looking into the health effects of margarine, so he stopped researching margarine." You're never going to, like my friend's mom, the FBI's job should be that interstate, international scams. She's been getting scammed for 2 years. The FBI's too busy covering up for 9/11 and covering up for COVID and faking school shootings. And it's no different than, I suppose, if your job was to work at a restaurant and then you took all your labor and said, "Oh, I actually work at McDonald's and we poison all the food, and I take all the profits from there and I bring the meat from the restaurant to McDonald's. I secretly work for McDonald's." Anyway, that's a terrible analogy, but this is what they do. It's no different than a mafia guy grabbing a badge and saying, "We'll get away with all our crimes because I've got a badge now, and we can commit any crime we please." I mean, it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same evil brain bugs that used to have to satisfy themselves with Al Capone, and now they like, "Wow, we own all of the CIA," and then they're like, "They don't." I know you do. Well, something's got you. Something's got you, bad boys, bad. It is not natural. It is not natural to threaten people with false crime accusations. It's not normal. It's not human. You guys are being inspired by the classical angel demon. You guys are like, "Let's say some more." So you poison every baby, and then a demon will be able to get into every baby? Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, we'll make sure. At 11, we've developed a new mRNA vaccination. Your anti-vax champion is for it, and he says that it'll be great. And there's always just like a small, like it's the fluoride twist. It's fluoride's great for your teeth, but it poisons your brain. There's always just a ride along. The planet is getting slightly warmer because of natural solar activity. That means they have an excuse to spray the sky with neurotoxins. So they make it like cataclysmic. Like, the world was getting warmer for 400 years after the mini ice age. And before that, it was getting warmer for 9,000 years after the actual ice age. Slowly. But they're like, oh, look. Now we have an excuse to spray the sky with neurotoxins. And then the pilot says, how come we're doing these flights every day? And they say, it's climate change. These people are divided on the issue, and if we told them what you were doing, they'd stop us from cooling down New York City and New Orleans and spraying right on top of populated centers to get their neurotoxin into everybody, but not spraying on top of deserts and oceans and stuff like that. So anyway, that's all that stuff. That's all that insanity. Hey, crazy, but that's what they do. So who knows? What are you gonna do? I could keep ranting, but these are the things that your government's up to. You can look into it. Terrence Hickey committed suicide by slashing his forearms 12 times and slashing his jugular vein and running half a mile across the field and shooting himself at a 45-degree downward angle in his head. And he had handcuff marks on his wrists. And he committed suicide because he was a first responder into the Oklahoma City bombing, didn't like what he saw. Investigated for a year, told his family that men were following him and he was scared for his life, and then he committed suicide by slashing his forearms 12 times, slashing his jugular vein, running half a mile across the field. No gun was found at the scene of his suicide. He disposed of the gun after he committed suicide. We treat it like a joke, but it's literally gonna be, if it's not stopped, it's gonna be the 5G mind control network for advanced psychoterrorists who have pharaoh brain snakes burrowing through their brain, and they want your kid to have one too, so your kid can be like, I'm tired of my penis, I'm 5 years old, I think I'll have a vagina now. I don't know why I just thought that, but it tickles my brain to think it. And that's that. So anyway, who knows? What are they gonna do? I think you guys should be on the side of people. In general, most good religions talk about being on the side of people as being on the side of God or divine or heaven, or committing crimes, hurting people is the bad stuff. But now they've got all of NATO law enforcement saying, committing crime is the good stuff. See? We got the war we needed that protected people. It's always the lie is that you're doing it for someone's protection. The lie is that you're helping. And then it's always harmful. Again, in a subtle way, in an unseen way. Like the one 9/11 whistleblower said, he was at the Joint Task Force in New York, like where the FBI and cops and everybody was meeting up, and there was a woman weeping in the hallway. Nobody was supposed to be in the building, so they told her, we need this war on the Middle East, this will protect America, don't worry, nobody will be killed. And then all of a sudden they have all those people that are involved in blackmailable stuff, all those people involved become senior people. A young FBI guy says, this is how this works? And Egyptian brain snake says, yes, this is how it works. And then, or something like that. I use my imagination to fill in the gaps here. It's how it would have to work, because people are basically good and people want good things. People know not to do bad things, so it's just like a subtle twist, and then the stuff's got them, and then they're blackmailed, and then they're stuck, and then they have their little club of, you're not allowed to talk, or your head will be chopped and spread to, that's not a God law. Everything that's a God law is like justice, mercy, forgiveness. There's no, if you turn towards good, your head will be chopped off and your hands will be scattered to the four oceans, or whatever their special rules is. I used to, with my Christian friend, when she'd talk about like, oh, you're giving Satan legal rights. Like no, you don't. There's no such thing as the rapist now has a legal right. Well, you're married now, and now your husband's allowed to rape you every night. Like that's not how legality works. It's I guess like a satanic legality, but an evil demonic legality. Who knows? But anyway, that's all that. Hey, so these are the things that make life suck, and everything that makes life suck makes it harder to care, and caring is best done casually and in a friendly manner, and if you gotta put effort into it, nobody does it, so it makes everybody a little more jaded, everybody a little less connected, everybody a little worse, everything a little worse, and then the bad guys can come in and do all their evils. Insane but true. Let's see if my friend's over here. Alright, anyway.